Good evening everybody, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we are going to be looking at Opendoor stock, and over the course of this video I'll be giving you everything that I'm looking forward to going into this next week. As always guys, if it does sound good, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I do try and produce as much content for you guys every single day as I can. Again, if you do appreciate it, let me know by subscribing. With that being said, I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Now, let's jump straight in and have a look at what we've seen over the last week. This is going to allow us to sort of understand where we are. And overall, the past week was actually red, down by just under 8%. But what you notice really from Tuesday onwards, the week was not as red, right? We see this increase actually of 1.7%. That shows me that for the majority part of last week, overall, we did begin to consolidate. And the past month has been dropping by quite a bit now, down by 25%, but the past 6 is still very green. This all begs the question, where are we going into next week? And that is a very good question to ask, especially with the stock dropping past levels of support that we wanted to see hold. You know, numbers such as 745, numbers such as 730, and of course most recently numbers such as the $7 mark on the dot. Now again, this drop below this point is significant and is something to watch in and of itself. We are however seeing the stock come down to levels of support that we've seen before in the 680 range. Now, going into next week, holding this is going to be really, in my opinion, the make or break. This stock has been on a downtrend for some time. As I say, we have unfortunately broken just below those key levels of historical support. But you can see that level here. If you do not hold this, you are looking, in my opinion, at potential drops down to the 650, 660 range. You're going to be looking at potentially the 610, 615 range, maybe even down below that. So, of course, that would be the worst case scenario. So, with that in mind, it's very important that we begin to hold where we are now, right? Again, we saw a nice recovery into the late part of Friday. And again, overall, through the mid to late part of last week, the drop was not that bad. What we're looking for is this one to begin to climb. We're going to need to see this into next week. If you can find consolidations around 687, maybe around 680, that's not ideal, but it's okay. Again, I'm looking for some green. We need to see this one begin to break through some levels. Levels such as 745, levels such as 750, levels such as 760, 780, right? These are levels to watch out for in the next week. Really, if this one has another red week, anything like what we saw this week, I do become quite concerned. At the same time, we are still quite low on the RSI. This could be an interesting point from a technical standpoint, suggesting that we could be potentially getting ready to touch back on neutral with a small price increase. So yeah, we're going to need to see a green week, in my opinion. You know, if things do begin to drop out of these historical levels of support, I personally do become a bit more concerned, but that is just my personal opinion. I'd love to hear yours in the comments, guys. Thank you for your time, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.